Okay, I think first of all, part of the reason that my microphone always hums is because it doesn't have a ground or whatever component in the microphone that is supposed to keep it from humming has failed. And I let my son borrow my soldering gun, so I can't get in here and fix that. And it's probably still humming, but it hums less when I hold the microphone. And I can't hold it while I'm playing music. Anyway, that's neither here nor there at the moment. I had a day, and it was odd because I woke up this morning and I wrote a song. Haven't put it up. But it had to do with birds, these starlings. And one of the lines that I wrote, and it all revolved around the birds, this song. They come here every season. I've watched them through the years and rescued a chick or two stranded on the ground. That was part of the song I wrote this morning when I woke up. And I don't know whether I'm going to put it up or not. But that's neither here nor there again. What happened today was bizarre after I wrote that. Because this starling family that's been coming into my garage for years and years, generation after generation, I had to take Amy to an appointment, a doctor's appointment today, and when we drove back and got back into the garage, everything seemed fine. And I thought that's the end of the day. I got everything done. I stopped at the store, a quick stop, and got things I needed, like my beer for the evening and stuff like that, the essentials. And yet my son called, my oldest son, and couldn't find a ride to the store, and they were running short on food, so he had to get to this store, and you know, obviously it was, you know, kind of an imposition, but he's my son, so I said, yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll take you out there. And he offered to pay me for the ride and all, but I didn't accept it. That's, you know, come on. I'm the dad, right? You know how parents are. If you're a parent, you understand. So, so I promptly hung up the phone, got ready. We're gonna rush out there, get this done, and get back so I can have an evening because I got do something else tomorrow. And had he not called, well, I went out to go take him to the store. And there was an oil dish, you know, it's about this deep, and it's pretty round, you know, when you change the oil in your car. And I had it sitting in the garage. And there were oil splashes all over the garage, and they weren't there just an hour or so ago after I had brought Amy back from her appointment. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? I've never seen that, you know, because it had been sitting there for a while. And I looked down at the oil inside the thing, and I saw a little beak sticking out of that oil. It was a little baby starling that was darn near about ready to drown in oil. Man, I freaked, because I love life, and I love, you know, animals, and this bird somehow tried to fly apparently out of the nest in the garage that I allow to be there, and unfortunately ended up in there. And I immediately pulled that bird straight out of that oil, and we cleaned it up, Amy and I, the best we could, and then I put the bird back up in the nest. Now I can hear the bird right now. This was earlier today, and the bird's still up there, and the parent is feeding the bird, and I sure hope that the bird can fly. And so when I was out there just a few hours ago, checking to see if the mother was still there, because it looked like the mother may have gotten into the oil and got oil on her feathers and whatever, trying to save her baby before I found it in the oil, the baby in the oil. I was wondering if the mother was going to come back, or maybe the mother got soaked with oil and had met some unfortunate fate, like the baby almost did. But I was thinking cats or something, you know. So I was sitting out in the garage, you know, just kneeling down, waiting, and then I saw the parents come, and so I knew that there's a father as well, father bird and a mother bird and all that. And so I knew that the babies were in safe hands, and they're still out there, like I said, chirping, and I just went out there a minute ago to make sure they were all right, and they are. So I have high hopes that there was a reason that my son called to ask me, swallowing his pride, if I could take him to the store, because their car is broken down. Anyway, so while I was sitting there watching to see, the bird that I saved earlier, the bird's sister or brother, I don't know who it was actually next to me, and I didn't see the bird because I have a tire leaned up against where the oil was. And so I saved 2 of those little baby birds from that same family and put them both back up in the nest. That one, I looked down and there was something behind the tire, and I kind of moved the tire a little bit, and this other baby bird, and I felt it, and it didn't have any oil residue. The other one still had a slight bit of oil residue after, you know, we cleaned the bird off, the little baby. And so, yeah, its sister or brother didn't fare very well either today. So they're both back up in the nest. They've been there for hours now. Obviously, the oil baby has been there all day since my son called, pretty much. And then, you know, its sibling didn't. Thought, well, it's time to fly, and ended up near where the oil was. Now I covered that oil thing up. That oil's not sitting there. They're not. No bird's going to get into it. Nothing. I didn't, you know, really take it into account when I changed that oil, but that was awful. But it turned out to be kind of good, I guess, because you know, they're intact, and that bird was, you know, I think they're going to be all right. That was my day, but it was odd that I wrote a song about those birds while thinking about that starling family that comes back every year this morning, and then not knowing that I was going to deal with 2 situations with that little bird family that I've been loving and taking care of for so long. Well, I thought I'd share that with you. You know, one side of Roland, and that was my day.